Hi, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us. We're really excited to be here today to talk about something that's top of mind for pretty much every bank and finance institution right now, and that's digital transformation. Let's be honest, this isn't something you can put off anymore. It's not a nice to have or a future plan. It's happening now, and it's critical if you want to keep up with customer expectations, stay competitive, and build for the future. I'm Laura, and I'm here with Kevin. Between us, we've led a number of digital transformation programs across banks, fintechs, and everything in between. Today, we'll talk about why digital transformation in finance is so critical right now, the key challenges organisations are facing, and why what those challenges really mean. We'll also walk you through Openbox's approach and wrap up with a real-world case study to show you what success can look like. Before we dive in, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Laura Ray, and I'm one of the founders of Openbox. My background is in leading design teams to create the best possible experiences for customers across banking and finance. I've worked with some of the UK's largest banks, shaping digital products and customer propositions, and always with a strong focus on using data to design seamless, intuitive journeys that truly work for customers. A big part of my work has also been around embedding UX and data-driven design into organisations, helping them to build the right foundations to deliver a great experience at scale. At Openbox, we bring that same focus into every engagement, helping clients move beyond strategy into practical, customer-led change that sticks. And with that, I'll hand over to Kevin to introduce yourself.
Thanks, Laura. Hi, everyone. My name's Kevin Ryan, and alongside Laura, I'm one of the founders of Openbox. I have many years' experience developing and leading technical and delivery teams within financial services. And as Laura mentioned, we've seen some common challenges amongst our clients, and we feel like we're in a great position to share some critical insights. You may have seen recently that we published a white paper, and the driver behind that was to address some common transformational challenges and to give advice on how to overcome them. Now, we all know that the industry's changed dramatically in recent times, and now more than ever, it's imperative for financial institutions to change with it. Increased customer expectations, fintech disruption, and stricter regulations, and change is necessary to stay competitive. So, Laura and I will walk you through some of these challenges and why it's so important to stay on top of them.
Excellent. So, today, banks are operating in an era of rapid disruption. Customers expect seamless, convenient digital experiences, whether that's managing their money, applying for a loan, or even just getting some financial advice online. It's no longer enough to just have a good product. The entire experience has to feel effortless and intuitive. At the same time, fintechs and challenger banks are moving fast, rolling out new features and services in a matter of weeks, not years. And that pace is absolutely changing the customer expectations and really raising the bar for everyone. On top of this, regulators are increasing their demands, requiring tighter compliance and stronger risk management. So banks have to be both agile and careful, finding that right balance between speed and security. And Kevin, we know that there's lots of investment in this.
Yeah, that's true, Laura. Despite billions of dollars in digital investment, many financial institutions still struggle to deliver successful transformation. That's due to a number of reasons, right? Some of which are legacy infrastructure or legacy IT. Like more than half of the banks out there we know are still relying heavily on core systems that are over a decade old. Like also, a lot of these organisations and their culture doesn't lend itself to a model of collaboration between areas such as customer and technology. And in a recent study, we saw around 70% of projects exceed budget or fail to meet expectations. Another thing is security and compliance. So many companies view this more as an afterthought rather than embedding these aspects from day one.
And let's not forget the people angle in this. So one of the biggest blockers that we see right now is talent. There's a huge demand for specialists in areas such as cloud, AI, cybersecurity, but traditional banks are really struggling to attract and retain that kind of expertise. And without the right people, even the best transformation strategies can stall before really they get going. And that's exactly where Openbox come in. We are specialists in the digital transformation consultancy, and we are focused solely on financial services. With over 35 years experience combined across customer experience and enterprise architecture, we've built a reputation for helping banks and finance institutions deliver meaningful transformation in a third of the time it usually takes. We've worked with some of the biggest banks, some of the biggest names in the industry, JP Morgan, Lloyds, Mastercard, Barclays, to name a few. From retail and corporate banking to insurance and payments, we bring a 360 view of what success in terms of transformation really looks like and how to make it happen even in complex environments. So whether it's bridging talent gaps, accelerating delivery, or aligning strategy and execution, we know how to get things moving.
Yeah, at Openbox, we offer a fully managed end-to-end transformation framework that's specifically designed for financial institutions. It ensures alignment across technology, business, and compliance from day one, and it provides senior leaders with the freedom to lead, allowing them to focus on strategic initiatives rather than operational bottlenecks. It also has the added benefit of cutting delivery timelines by over 60% compared to some of the more traditional consulting models.
Okay, so let's bring this to life with a recent example then. So we worked with a major bank to completely overhaul their outdated SME business banking platform. The existing system wasn't just clunky, it was out of support, offered a poor customer experience, and the application process to open a business account wasn't automated. So, in fact, it would take from a customer engaging online to start an application to actually that business being told whether they were accepted or not over 30 days. And clearly that just wasn't good enough, especially in the market where we're seeing increasing challenger activity. So we saw an opportunity to not just do a like-for-like platform migration, but to rethink the experience entirely. And we used customer-first design approach to do that. We streamlined the journey, reduced the time from an application for over 30 days to just a matter of days in that initial delivery. And we're currently working with this bank to move to a real-time decisioning. What's more, because the new process was so intuitive, the bank actually was able to stand down a team that were set up to manage the migration support. And that was thanks to the minimum number of service calls that we got. We also, as part of this project, built a reusable design and development component library. This really reduced the delivery time and gave the bank 60% faster development to delivery rollout cycle. And by simplifying operations, they saw a reduction in headcount, all while improving the experience. This project didn't just modernise the platform, it really challenged the status quo in the SME market, and it set a new a benchmark for what good looks like. So what are some of the common mistakes in transformation programs? So like even the best funded digital programs can fail. And often it's because of a few common missteps. So let's quickly run through what we consider the 5 big ones and how to avoid them. First, over-focusing on technology without aligning it to the business. Tech investments need to be tied to clear ROI, to think beyond generic KPIs and focus on real outcomes like cost savings or automation gains. 2, ignoring the human and cultural side. Transformation won't stick unless leadership is aligned and incentives are tied to success. So this means cross-functional governance and rethinking how leaders are incentivized and rewarded. The third would be relying on traditional siloed delivery models. Agile execution is key. Things like 2-week decision cycles in modern architecture can really make change faster and more flexible. 4, underestimating compliance and security. Build it in from day one, take them on the journey, compliance by design, and real-time risk monitoring. And then finally, not taking a holistic omnichannel view. Customers expect seamless experiences, not just in the digital landscape, across every touch point. And that really does take a unified data and smart, personalised engagement to do. If any of this sounds familiar, we've put together a white paper that dives deeper and shows how to get it right.
And Laura, I suppose the easiest thing to say here is just avoid those common mistakes, right? That's what
Yeah.
followed. So at Openbox, we know that success requires balancing three critical pillars. Those are technology, business, and customer. Right? We hear it all the time from our clients that these three areas are siloed or disconnected. This leads inevitably to delays and project blockages. And this is where an agile, iterative execution and delivery model is key. Openbox Opal is designed to address all three of those pillars from day one, and we're also expert agile practitioners. For our clients, this leads to connected teams with a shared vision, a quicker value to customer, and a fail-fast model that allows us to learn and adapt quickly. So, if you want to avoid these common transformational pitfalls, then feel free to download a white paper on our LinkedIn page. That'll give you some more detailed insights. Or, if you're ready to accelerate your transformation, book a free consultation with our team today by just dropping us an email on sales@openbox.digital. Thank you all for listening, and hopefully we'll speak to you soon.
Hi, everyone.